Nuh-uh.
The fuck you mean, nah?
What's going on, you guys, and welcome to Sith Happens Star Wars Podcast. I am Eric the Dadalorian, and thank you for joining us today on a very fun and different episode. I'm joined as usual by my co-host, Ant. How you doing, brother?
Doing fantastic, my friend, and excited to be here with you and another guest.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy. It's almost like he's part of the family. And much like the U.S. government should know, I have friends everywhere. Welcome to our friend, Ari. How you doing, brother?
Hello. I am thrilled to be here. I am thrilled to be friends with those of you who have friends everywhere. And you guys are in for a treat tonight.
Yes, indeed. So, you know, this is, we're going to do an episode tonight, guys, that Ant and I have kind of been talking about this for a while. Matt, our lovely, bearded, hairy co-host, is typically here, but obviously tonight he's not. He had some work stuff going on, so he's going to be here in spirit, so to say. But we got Ari here, and this is going to be an episode that I'm excited for Ari to be here for, because this is something the three of us particularly appreciate. And that is lightsabers. Our boy Matt is more into the blaster realm. But yeah, guys, we're going to be talking lightsabers, you know, just kind of like what they mean to us and everything else, like kind of growing up with these things and, you know, just really just overall sabers, honestly. So our boy Hal Runner checking in. What, on a Monday? Yes, it is on a Monday. Hal Runner, it is good to see you, brother.
Is it hard to believe that we got so off track? We try to do Mondays, but it's been probably months. We did it on a Monday consistently.
Yeah, it's been Tuesdays for a long while now, just because of the Andor post shows that we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
But we're switching it up today and bringing it in hot for a Monday show with lightsabers, guys. And, you know, Ari, yes. Now, Ari, brother, I know, brother, you prepped for this more than I did, and I run this goddamn show. So,
yeah.
And honestly, guys, like today, like what I really want to get into is just like, you know, really what it was like for us what it was like when we first got introduced to like what a lightsaber is, and, you know, like how we see them now as adults, and all of us being dads, you know, what it means for us as dads, you know, sharing this love for sabers and Star Wars with our kids. So Ari, my man, you know, we'll just start with you, man. You know, like, so really just give us, you know, what was your first, like your first Star Wars experience, really, where you got to see sabers?
You know, that's
if I may,
interesting you ask.
Before you start, sorry, Ari. For those of you who don't know or didn't catch, Ari and I are actual brothers, so our story is basically the same.
You and my brother, Ari! I loved you!
Our story is essentially the same, so I'm going to go ahead and obviously let you tell it, but if you want me to jump in it, feel free.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what, this goes to show how ill-prepared I am, but, you know, you guys do this together, man. You know, this is something, especially you guys being brothers, you know, me and my brother actually shared it together as well, so it's something special. So, by all means, both of you guys, tell us the story.
You know, I am glad that you asked this, because the first time I got to host, this question didn't come up of how I got into Star Wars, for me specifically. And then when I guested last time, you asked Jen that, and I was like, wait, I didn't get to answer that before. So I was like, yes.
I was on an off day the last time you were here, okay?
No, it's great. We and I had no knowledge of Star Wars whatsoever. And then we got a Lego magazine in the mail in the summer of 1999 that detailed all these new Lego sets for this franchise we had never heard of, known as Star Wars. And from there, a love of Star Wars was born. However,
hell yeah,
that wasn't necessarily, to me, where lightsabers really came to prominence. There were a couple of Dorling Kindersley Star Wars visual dictionaries. Anthony has some in his office with him right now.
I do.
And he bought the original trilogy book, and I bought the Star Wars Episode 1 book. And I would stare and pore over specifically Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber in that book and like read all the details that they had pointing to certain parts of like the activation switch and the emitter and all these things. Hey, David.
You know, I think I remember that book because I'm pretty sure I have one very similar.
Yes, I'm
gonna have to see if I can bust this out now during the middle of the show, which typically I do not do. We got our boy Dave checking in as well. How you doing, brother? Good to have you. Good to have you checking in. But no, dude, I remember that one too. That's crazy too. I get really excited when we start like realizing that we've yes, there it is.
Yes.
That's it.
That is the one.
I'm trying to find Qui-Gon.
Hold on.
Did you rip it out
the
before you
binding
gave
fell
it?
apart of my book. No, the binding fell apart, so all the pages fell out of that book. But did you just grab the same book?
No, so I got a little bit of a different one. Mine may actually be even a little bit more dated, but it still got the lightsaber stuff in it, and it's this
That's
one.
the one Anthony had.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was the one I had.
Yes. So
I know I
so
had
this
I had
page
that one as
specifically-
well, but
And in all honesty, for many years of my recent adulthood, I've considered Qui-Gon Jinn to be my personal style guide.
Yeah,
I
you
do
have.
not growing the hair back out right now, but
Shameless, and I love it.
so I absolutely fell in love with the Qui-Gon saber. They had the like $10 lightsabers you could buy at Toys R Us, and we
Oh,
went
yes.
up there, and I remember I had to get that one. I cannot remember if you got a red blade or a blue blade, Anthony, but
I'm sure I
you
got
can
a red
hop in
one.
from here.
Yeah, I'm sure I did. I don't know. I think it's because those lightsabers, they had mismatched blade colors too.
Yes,
that
that
weren't
also
correct.
true.
So
dude, I totally
I
remember that
got-
because I got the Obi-Wan hilt and it was purple.
and I got a Qui-Gon hilt that was red
Okay. Huh.
because I still
Talk about a what if
have,
right there.
I still have that one.
Ooh. Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of where I fell into lightsabers, and
Didn't you have
For
a
me-
purple one?
my favorite color was green.
I
went
know,
green,
but didn't you have
still
a purple
did.
one
Mm-mm,
as well?
I
No.
don't think so.
I know
No,
I had the purple one of those ones, and then also the legit Vader one when I was younger. Those were the ones I had.
Yeah, that's
But
cool.
yeah,
no,
that's-
those I would agree as far as lightsabers go. For me, like I said, our stories are going to light up because we had each other to share it with. You know, we were beating on each other, and not as much as one would expect, I feel like, but everything else you could, and just having fun with them, pretending that we were, various Jedi or our own Jedi, and traipsing through the woods, and it was fun.
Yeah, we
Nothing like smacking
did
your
the
brother in the
dress up in
face and trying to
bathrobes.
get him. Nothing like smacking your brother in the face with a saber, trying to get him to not tell mom.
I think
Yeah.
at one point we had used from our church like old altar boy robes for Halloween costumes. That was fun. Fun stuff.
Nice. Yeah, and so I know for me personally, like my first experience as far as like where I came in with sabers was Return of the Jedi. You know, I'd never knew Star Wars before '97. My uncle took me to the re-releases.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, so he took me to the re-release of Return of the Jedi, and the thing I remember the most is just when Luke backflips back up onto the skiff, and you just hear that very distinct green saber. Like, I will never forget that shit in my life, man. And like Return of the Jedi pretty much set me on that path where I've been obsessed with it ever since, honestly. So, Ant, you still there? Your camera's looking black.
Oh, I see him on mine.
Oh, weird. Okay.
I'm here.
Okay. Oh, okay. It must have been. Sorry, it must have been a glitch on my system. My internet's not the best today, I guess.
I
Aren't
hope
you
I'm
teachers
still
there,
here.
hack?
I mean, this is where
Something like
I
that.
said I was.
Okay. But yeah, and then the same thing as you guys, I remember getting the toy sabers from, like Toys R Us or whatever when we were kids, and me and my brother beating the crap out of each other with those when we were younger, man. And honestly, like, I still had some of those, and like the one of those I remember the most, and it was probably the most memorable one for me, was that Darth Maul's when it came out, when they extended on both sides. I remember getting that one, and I was just like, where is your God now? So that thing was an absolute beast, man. And with us being dads now too, it's so fun to get my kids involved with it like that, because they still sell the little swing extendable ones, but man, they
Yes.
sell better. They sell a lot better stuff that kids can use now. So both of my kids have like it's a permanently extended one, but it's got the electronics and everything, and they love these things, man. And I see so much of myself in my kids. They're younger than I was when I got introduced, but they're 3 and 5, and they're growing up with this and really falling in love with this at like a younger age than I was even. My son, he saw a
How
recent
old were you,
saber I got.
Eric?
I was 7.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I would
so
have put us
I was
at
a little,
what, 9? I was 9 and you were 11 then?
I think so.
yeah,
Yeah, 99. I would have been 11 then, going on 12. You know,
yeah.
but
I
you
went
mentioned the
in
kids.
'97.
One thing that we do, we're blessed here in the 40th parallels to be receiving snow, and my kids love what we call Hoth battles. And we dress up in our Jedi robes, and we go out in the backyard, and we have our light up lightsabers, and we go all out in the snow with our lightsabers.
So
Sometimes
we
it's too cold for my metal handle, so I'm like, I'll use the boys' plastic ones. But
So this last winter,
That's awesome.
Florida had
I
like
love
a
that.
freak storm where we had gotten like a blizzard out of nowhere. It's like the first time the northern part of Florida has seen snow in something in like 20 or 30 years, and that's exactly what me and the kids did. Went outside in like a foot of snow, playing with lightsabers actually. So,
yes.
That's
and then me and my
I love
friend
it.
did it when it got dark at about 9 o'clock at night,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you
No.
do.
because
Absolutely.
you know that's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun seeing my kids grow up with it and kind of like really seeing what their experience is with this, knowing what my own was and everything like that.
Yeah, no, I love that. My son is a little too young at this point, but he has he's come into my little hobby room, as I call it here, and he's snagged up the old lightsaber once or twice and been like, "Oh, what's this?" He turns it on
yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, like, oh yes, yes, this is a lightsaber, son."
Your
This,
father wanted you to have this when you were old enough.
I could just say I wanted you, but
Right,
no,
but you know,
But,
that's not fun.
so
That's not fun.
now
I was
kicking it
trying
back
to think
to
of
the,
the same thing.
yes.
Beat me to
Now
it.
kicking it back to the adult side of things, we as adults now, and especially as the giant nerd dads that we are, we have grown into appreciating and loving sabers on a whole different level.
Whole different level.
Seriously, if you guys kind of like had to pick a saber, which was like your favorite of all time,
I knew you were gonna
what's
ask.
yours gonna be?
Anthony,
Ari, you can go
on
first.
that? I want to default to him. He went first, or I went first on the last one.
Okay, all right, Ant, you go, I guess.
You're kidding.
Okay, fine. I've got mine right here.
Yeah, you go.
The Stellan
There we
Geos
go.
lightsaber from the High Republic. Much like Eric doing his cosplay, very near the end of my cosplay that my mother stole from me, and has not let me do anything other than fund and model.
Oh,
We were
mother
going to work
dearest.
that together. But so of the full universe, it's Stellan Geos's from the High Republic. But of what we see on the screen, my favorite is, I already mentioned it, Qui-Gon all day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I will say that I love two lightsabers, and the two that I love are both dark side users, and one is gonna be Dooku, and I too have his saber, and I like the two that I chose because they are.
Very nice.
So this one's from Disney. So this is one of the old Disney sabers. So it's really heavy duty as well. I wish you could feel weight through this thing, because the one Ari was just holding is like holding a freaking box of bricks. This one, I mean, this is heavy as hell. But I loved Dooku's lightsaber the first time I saw it. I loved it because I've always kind of liked the things that are just different. You know, Darth Maul, for some reason, you know, I love the saber. Don't get me wrong. Maul saber is fantastic, but it's just not
Iconic.
one of my favorites to me.
And I
As
love
a hilt,
iconic.
it's boring, but as
Yeah.
a lightsaber, it's awesome.
Right, exactly. I think, and then Count Dooku has it's just different, and you have that. What is the word for it? The curve.
It's called actually a saber. Like it's what it's called.
Well, regardless, and it's got like the part coming off the end here. Like I always imagine,
Yeah.
if for whatever reason he couldn't ignite it, he could use this to like just fucking
Okay.
go at him.
Interesting you bring that up, because in the High Republic, here I am plugging my favorite part of Star Wars as
Please.
usual, there is a character who does have, she's got a lightsaber. She goes to stab it into a guy, and there's a lightsaber nullifying item in the room, and it makes the blade not work, and she stabs the pokey parts of her emitter straight into his chest because she's going full on to kill him, and
Wow.
the lightsaber doesn't go through because there's no light.
Okay.
But she still gets him with the pokey farts.
He does survive it as a main character.
Yeah, what's this
Actually,
saber look like?
I have my lightsabers collection of the High Republic right
That
here,
book is so cool.
and I will try to find that if I can remember her name. Oh, easy. Ty Yorick.
Snap.
God, that would hurt.
That's kind of similar to
Yeah.
You gonna need some milk.
Vaj.
Yes. Sorry, I derailed you, Eric, as you were about to talk about your favorite.
Well, no. So, Ant, I know you said you had two, Dooku,
Oh, yeah.
and what's the other one?
The other one is Kylo Ren.
Okay, I dig
Kylo's
that.
saber. And
that
that's
actually-
why I had to think for a minute, because I almost want to say I like Kylo's more, but it's not. It's so on par.
Nah, that's fair. And that actually kind of goes straight into one of mine as well, because another one of mine, as well as what Hal Runner brought up, is Cal Kestis's saber.
Oh,
and
hell yeah.
particularly the crossguard saber from Jedi Survivor. So in the game, I hate using that one. I'll say that much,
Same.
because it's just
Same.
too damn slow. But it looks so good, man. Like, the thing is an absolute beast of a saber. SaberMax actually has that, and that's going to be one of the sabers I'm looking at getting here in the near future.
Cool.
And honest to God, man, they said the thing is like 4.5 feet long, like hilt to
God.
pommel. It's absolutely nuts big. And I was just like, I don't even know how I'm gonna display this. It's not in the near future, because the Darth Revan build cosplay that I've been doing was a big thing, so that was the focus for now. But the other saber mine that's a favorite is one I have. I don't have the blade in it right now, just because I keep it displayed just as the hilt is. This guy right here, and it's my dark saber.
Oh yeah, good.
So, and
Nice.
honestly, so I know I've seen a lot of people say they don't like this one as a saber design and everything like that. The thing about this one that I really love is Tar Vizsla is, up until Sabine obviously, the only Mandalorian and Jedi combo ever. And in addition to that, it is the only black saber to ever exist. And also, something I just really like about this compared to some of the other sabers is it has a very pronounced one-sided blade type of thing.
Yeah.
Like it's got
Mhm.
the curvature edge and the flat edge.
Yes.
I'm sure you can get fucked up with either end, honestly. But, and then also the sound that it makes is so iconic. And we did debunk that several episodes ago, which was the Darksaber is like a regular lightsaber sound, just going in reverse. So this is definitely a favorite of mine. This one I actually did get from SaberMax as well.
It looks
I don't know if it's
amazing.
charged up
Shout
or-
out to SaberMax on that.
The other thing
yeah.
with that one, I like, is it's clearly designed to be a one-handed hilt. It's
Yeah.
like, because you know the Mandalorians have their anti-Jedi stuff on their other arm that
Mhm.
they're going to be blocking and defending with. So they're like, this is a one-handed finesse style of battle that isn't necessarily what... It's more like Dooku that Anthony showed,
It's
rather than my Stellan Saber, where it's two-handed for sure.
Yeah, and it's exactly how Prey Vizsla used it in the Clone Wars too, if you remember that, because he would use it one-handed with using like the flamethrowers, the
Oh yeah.
salvos, and everything else like that. We also had some input from our audience here. We had David pop in with Darth Maul
Yeah,
for
Darth
me,
Maul.
and Dooku has an elegance to it.
Ah.
Absolutely. So, one of the things with Dooku's too, and I'm sure anybody who's a mega nerd knows this, is Christopher Lee, who played him, actually had training on how to use that sword because he's basically trained in the art of like swordcraft. Excuse me. And then also popped in with all those look phenomenal. Only sabers I own are Black Series size. So the size on them is still the same thing, man. The only
No, he's
difference.
talking action figure size, I think.
Okay, I thought he meant the Black Series saber. Excuse me, guys. Okay, that makes
I
more
got
sense.
allergies up the wazoo
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
dude. I am getting
So I keep trying to
murdered
remember
this,
to mute myself
this season.
but it
Yeah.
just keeps coming.
But yeah, that is definitely one of my probably my favorite, and it's my favorite saber in my collection. I freaking love this thing so much, honestly.
Yeah, that's an awesome one, and that's probably top 3 for me.
All right, well, so we're gonna go cut into stuff from SaberMax and Collector's Corner here in a little bit. But do you guys have what you guys think? Anything else to talk about sabers before we get into that?
Thanks for
Yep.
asking. So as you mentioned at the beginning, I did a lot of homework leading up to this because I
Yes.
wasn't sure if we were going to be talking about the mythology and the design and things like that. And I really loved the way this went, but I did want to just kind of give a plug out. So going back to, I think it was last week's episode, you all mentioned Visions and that none of you have really watched it. There's an episode in Star Wars Visions Season 1, I believe it's the 5th episode, and the episode is called The Ninth Jedi. And this is like millennia after the Star Wars we know, and someone's trying to reform the Jedi Order in a galaxy full of conflict. And they hire somebody to make lightsabers for these Jedi, and they've got 7 kyber crystals, and you get to like they temper the crystals in such a way that the crystals, they connect to the user's force power and alignment to determine the length of the blade and the color of the blade. So the first person we see who's using it has a clear lightsaber, and the power of it goes back and forth because she's untrained. She doesn't know how to use it, anything like that.
Okay.
And the next person we see picks it up, it's blue. Great. And then here's your spoiler alert for Season 1 of Visions. When the other 6 lightsabers get picked up, it's by people who we think are Jedi who are reforming the Jedi Council. And it's actually 6 Sith. The lightsabers all turn on red. We expect them to be blue because the first guy picked up a blue one. And they're all red at once. They didn't bleed them. The lightsaber crystals were tempered to do this. And it's so flipping cool. And I'm getting chills telling you guys about it.
Nice. That's awesome.
It's so cool and such an interesting take on the mythology. And yeah, again, I just spoiled a 22-minute episode of something for you guys, but it's worth watching just for the lore of it.
I think our viewers are going to let this one slide. I think they will.
Yeah, I know I'll let it slide. We've talked about this in episodes before. I don't think Visions is bad by any means. Just anime is just not my forte per se. I got nothing against it at all. Just, if I got a choice, I'm gonna watch some of the others.
Yes,
it's whatever. But
I just gotta do it because it's good stuff. I'm sure I'll enjoy it. It's Star Wars, and I've watched.
Yeah,
I've been forced into anime before, and half the time it's like country music. I'm sitting there watching it or listening to it for too long, and then I'm like, "Hey, this is pretty good. What is this?" And I'm like, "Well, fuck, shit."
Visions is neat because each episode is by a different production house. So even if you don't like certain styles, you might be like, "This is reminiscent." Like in Season 2, they have the people who made Wallace and Gromit do an episode. So it's not even anime in Season 2. Season 2 has like 9 different animation styles, whereas Season 1 is 9 different anime styles.
Okay, that's trippy, man.
That's cool. I like that.
Yes.
And you said that they're also, it's like an anthology, right?
So it's an anthology.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
Yes. So you can pick up any one you want and watch whatever you're interested in.
That's awesome.
All right, good stuff,
I'm
man.
gonna do it.
You're gonna do it? I'm gonna do it, guys.
Eventually.
All right, well, now we're going to go ahead. We are going to kick it into first we're going to talk SaberMax, and we'll kick it into our own stuff for Collector's Corner. So for SaberMax, we got something really great if you're looking to get sabers, and this is a great way you can get a bunch of sabers, as a matter of fact. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen, so bear with me a second here, because whenever I do this, it does not seem to like me too much. I will do... Where is it? This one right here. All right, pulling this up right now. So this is from our friends over at SaberMax. So now you see this, right? It's the Luke Saber, the Redeemer, and they also have this, which is the V2. So now SaberMax has a great promotion going on right now for Father's Day. So they have where if you buy the V2, the Redeemer, as well as the Revelation, which is the Vader saber from their Masters Collection, you will also get 2 free sabers and a free gift from SaberMax. It's kind of like so you basically get 4 sabers and a free gift for the price of 2. And these ones, like I said, these are from their Masters Collection. So these are the ones that are like the top of the line, detailed, like down to the minute stuff, man. And honestly, they look fantastic. I know me personally, man, like I know it's Matt's favorite saber is Luke's. It's definitely one I plan on getting eventually. Because I think that green blade is so freaking
I really
iconic,
do love
man.
Luke's. That one is one of my favorites too, honestly.
It really is, in all seriousness.
I love that this one I'm pointing at my screen like our viewers can see me doing this, but I love that this one has a weathered option as well. It's so cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm drawn to that.
Yeah, it's kind of how I feel about it too. Is, you know, I like the weathered look because it's just got something different. I feel like Vader's is super iconic as well. So
Yeah, to me, that lightsaber of Luke's, and I don't know the lore behind it necessarily, but it just looks like it's kind of pieced together. You know, it's very different looking pieces in different spots. Bottom, middle, and top all look pretty different. To me, that's how I've always seen it. And I always felt like, well, it makes sense. Like Luke obviously lost his, you know, it's not like there's a Jedi temple that he could go to a lightsaber building room and be like, hey, I need to work me a new saber. So I just always imagined he kind of cobbled this one together, and it just turned out looking badass as hell.
Yeah. And SaberMax actually has something great going on right now as well, in addition to this promo. So they have 10% off every order happening right now for Father's Day. And then if you use the code the Dadalorian Special, you actually get another $10 off of it. So if you're looking to get sabers and save a couple of bucks, now is the time, guys. So go check them out, SaberMaxLightsabers.com. Use those codes and save yourself some cash when you're getting these dope sabers. But now we are going to get into our favorite segment, which is the Collector's Corner. I kind of show off some of our stuff, which we have kind of already done today, but we're going to still show some stuff off. So typically I let you guys go first, but I'm going to steal the stage for a minute here because I actually had got something fun recently. So I recently just went and got one of these, which if you can see it, so it's the Power Sabers, guys. This is like those sabers that you've been seeing in like Walmart, Target. I think they're even on Amazon. They're kind of like the toy sabers, essentially. They're like the ones that we had as kids, basically on steroids though, because you know, I probably won't be able to fit this whole thing in the screen. That's what she said. But nonetheless, so this is what it looks like. It's a nice hefty saber, kind of like, you know, like I said, when we were kids. But the difference is you don't wing this out to extend it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it is, dude. It's so cool, honestly.
Oh yeah.
I like, dude. I got this and like I can't wait to play with my kids with it. Honestly, I was like, all right, let me go ahead and make sure I show it on the show first before my kids start beating the crap out of me with it.
Yeah, let us know how long that lasts. Each
honestly, it's
show
pretty sturdy. It's pretty sturdy, to tell you the truth. But it's got all the cool swing effects.
Your kids, so
the electronic features. Let us know how the electronic features hold up.
I think I am not too worried about it. It's pretty sturdy. But yeah, it's just super cool. And also something I really liked, which also, let me just show this. Puts it away as well. It's just so fun. It also came with this really cool little display stand, so you can actually display it and everything like that. So
nice.
It was like a nice fun piece for my collection, honestly. So, but yeah, I really love that. It's a fun new piece, something different, so to say. And yeah, I would honestly, guys, if you are looking to get maybe something fun for the kids, honestly, I would honestly recommend looking into these. And you can check Power Saber out online to go see some more of the videos. So they got the green and red sabers right now, but check them out, Power_Saber on Instagram, and you'll see all the videos of the people with these sabers. So you can actually see them in action too, and kind of durability and how they look and everything else. But yeah, like I said, guys, this thing's, I mean, it's so in all seriousness, so this is the world's first fully auto extending and retracting saber. So it's the first of its kind, essentially. So there you go.
Cool.
All right.
That's awesome.
All right, who wants to go next, guys?
I'm happy to, but Ari,
I'll go this time as the guest, I suppose. And I have really struggled because I had something exactly I was going to go over, but now we've talked about lightsabers, and I feel like I should keep talking about lightsabers. So, a couple of years ago, my friend Jared, who will be watching this once he's done with work tonight, I was in his wedding, and as a gift to his groomsmen, he gave everyone a light up lightsaber, and this was my, in fact, first lightsaber. Yeah. It's green.
Nice.
Right now, it color changes, of course.
Is it?
And this is the one I use for all of my dueling.
Is it a baselet?
Yes.
Light comes from the bottom.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So the
Looks like
baselets are the ones where the light
Uh.
just shoots up from the bottom of it, whereas like NeoPixel and Profi, they have like hundreds of individual
Yes.
lights.
Yeah, it's baselit.
Okay.
And it's
It's cool.
definitely not the highest of end like you're showing with your SaberMax, but I've customized it a little bit. So I added a
Nice.
leather handle to it. I had done some braided string as well, but my knot didn't stick very well up here because it's slightly dimpled along the handle. But this is what I use for all the duels I do with the kids because it's a dueling saber. It is designed for
Yeah.
wailing the tar out of each other with it. So when they hit me with their $12 lightsabers,
Yes.
I don't feel bad with this one. Whereas the Stellan saber is on display only.
Yeah, I got a couple of baselets that I use for the same thing for when my kids want to go do some lightsaber fights. I'm like, all right, I'll use the baselets because the NeoPixel and the Profi blades are probably those cost about like $100 to $200 depending on what you're getting. So, but
Yes.
yeah, dude,
That's the
looks
soup du
great,
jour.
honestly, and super awesome. Back with the soundboard. But all right, and then Ant, what do you got
All right.
for us?
I'm gonna try to do something if my screen will allow it. I didn't have time to check this, so we're gonna find out. If I try, yes, we can.
Ooh.
All right, so what I've done
Ooh,
here
okay.
is brought to you.
We hear you a little, but not a
Can
lot.
you hear me? Okay, I'll try to do this way.
Yes, now.
Can you hear me better?
Keep
So
the mic a
anyways,
little bit closer.
Well, I'm working with what I
Where
got.
you are, we can at least hear you.
This here is a lightsaber that my father-in-law gave me. I've shown it on the show here before, but today I just wanted to show you guys real quickly because it doesn't take long. This is one that you build at the store in Galaxy's Edge. So they give you all the pieces, and there's tons of different options for you to choose from for each one of these sections. Like you have a dozen different options, and this is just what he chose at the time. So you start off with your base, I guess we'll call it, and then they let you choose. They let you choose your own Kyber crystal too. So I've got a red one out, so that's what we're gonna pop in.
This isn't collector's corner. This is tutorial territory.
Yes.
Tutorial.
How-to guide.
Sorry guys, it might take us a little bit longer today because
Disney,
I'm
call
doing a
us.
tutorial.
That's what she said.
It's okay. It is what she said. Hold on, let me go off screen here so I'm not embarrassed.
We are waiting, waiting.
Are you patiently waiting?
Nope.
I think so. We'll have to ask our audience. Are you guys patiently waiting?
It's your job at this time to keep the audience entertained.
Yeah, that's true. Well, while he's doing that,
All right, I guess I'll get naked. All right. Welcome to Only Sith.
great
That's all you
cover
have
for
to
a
say.
comic.
That's literally it. That's it. All right. So now that Eric's threatened us with only Sith, I'm back. So yeah, you put your Kyber crystal in. At Disney, they would have someone explaining and guiding you through this, so they wouldn't struggle. Keep in mind, I've actually never done this before. I've only deconstructed it twice to put batteries in. I've never done it like this under pressure. So then this piece here, you're gonna pop up and in, and then you're gonna do that, and then that's gonna lock in your crystal. And then you've got your options here. They just screw on, and that just screws on, and that's where the blade's gonna go into. So
Wasabi ain't got shit on you.
onto the button. And I'm doing this while trying to talk into this microphone over here too. This is not easy stuff. All right, screw that up.
It's for the
You are a
people,
Jedi
okay?
Master.
If he was a Jedi Master, he'd be able to do this with the Force.
Well,
That's
I'm
true.
doing it with my eyes closed. You guys, you know that.
He's
right? Did I not tell you
he's
guys
he's
that?
part of Hondo's crew when he stole all the lightsabers. That's what's going on here.
No, I didn't tell you I was doing it with my eyes closed.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Voila.
Conveniently off screen.
So
Nice.
there you have it. That's my fun tutorials corner.
Yeah. I know me
great.
personally, man. I can't wait to get down to Disney and do the Savi's workshop because, like, you know, the sabers themselves are cool, but honestly, like, it's going to be such an experience to be able to do that, and I can't wait to do that myself personally.
Yeah, and
Even
this
Dave's checking
lightsaber.
in. See, you're supposed to do it with your mind.
Yeah, thank you, David. I'm just not quite there yet. I'm like, what's that guy's name, Ari, in the book I'm reading? Real?
Oh, your Reef. Your little Reef. I almost showed
Reef?
his lightsaber in my
Yeah.
book, actually.
Yeah, I'm not too in tune with the Force, but I sure do like to. Anyways, no, I think it'd be really fun. Like I said, I've never actually built one at the shop. I always get lost in Doc Onder's place, man. I could spend hours in there.
Believe that.
Anytime. He's such a good guy. But the lightsaber one, he did this. This saber was built probably like 6-8 years ago. They have a lot, shall we say, cooler options, and he wouldn't be offended because that's just that things evolve. So like the same process, but a lot cooler choices for the lightsaber hilts now. Cool. So hopefully one of these days when I go down there, I'll get a chance to do it.
Oh yeah, definitely, man.
Maybe if we do family trip next year, that's the time.
Oh, family trip. And then Eric
I'm looking
can go crash it.
Listen, I live in Florida, but I'm not that close to that part of Florida.
I know you always say this. We always say this conversation has been
every time we talk about it, you guys are like, "Oh, you live in Florida, you can meet us." I'm like, "Bro, I'm 7 hours away."
Yeah, but what you don't understand is we
like,
live in
people
Michigan.
Oh, you're by Detroit. Nope.
No.
But I was gonna say, people in Michigan, we have to drive long distances to get places that we enjoy, or at least we do. So like when you say 7 hours, I'm like, 7 hours isn't that bad.
It's not that bad. Listen, I've driven from Connecticut to Disney before. That is a 24-hour drive. Okay, that is
we've driven there twice, I think, and yeah, I would prefer not to do that again.
Yeah, I believe that. But all right, guys, so that does wrap us up for today. So we are going to go ahead and close things out here. For everybody listening and watching right now, we do appreciate you guys coming to hang out with us and talk some Star Wars. You guys can go check us out on Instagram at Sith Happens _Star Wars podcast. And on there, you will find the link tree to all of our various links for all of our streaming services, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Spotify. You can find it all there. Please drop us a like and follow. They're all there. Drop us a like and follow. We appreciate everybody who comes and checks in and hangs out with us. And we have a ton of fun stuff coming up in the upcoming weeks. So please be sure to check back and see some of the upcoming things we got. And with that, Ari, why don't you start signing us off?
Yeah. Thanks everyone for having me and listening to me talk lightsabers for as long as you possibly would let me. And I just want to say thanks. You can find me at Ari's _Lego _Legends _and _more. It's a mouthful even for me. I say it all the time.
_______.
If you are interested in watching Lego live builds, I did my first one earlier this week.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Or maybe last week.
I saw it actually.
I'm be doing that. Yes, I appreciate you being there. I would be doing the same thing with this neat little Night Trooper dropship later this week.
Ooh, nice.
That'll be fun.
Hopefully I'll see you all there.
That's exciting.
I'll tell you what, brother.
Like
Let's me and you get together. Maybe if I'm around, I got one or two we can build together.
Yes. Love it.
All right.
I got one more fun fact. I'll do it as I sign
okay.
up. No, I'll make it quick. Don't worry. Sorry. This is hilarious.
You're fired.
So no, this is it's a plug-in for some company out there. I don't know. So if anyone ever is in need of a little remote, or not remote, but portable jump start pack for your car, I'm going to go ahead and recommend this one. And I haven't used it yet for my car, but what I have used it for is this thing is a great prop for like a little hover transport for like Imperials. Like if you, so I'm saying it's a great like your wife, if she ever had a dead battery, what would she want? She would want a portable. This thing has
Imperial
like
hovercraft.
You can jump your car like 80 times with this little box. I'm not shitting you. I mean, that's what it says. Like I said, I've only did it with my lawnmower, but it worked. Anywho, look at
boy, he's on a tangent now.
He's signing off well.
Yeah. This is my sign off, boys. Look, if you saw this in the background.
Oh, that actually looks sick as shit.
Dude,
that's dope for action figure photos.
And it's only $60 on Amazon. And guess what? You'll never hear about again. I had to ask someone to jump my car. Nope, you did it yourself.
Okay.
So
All right.
Brand is unknown, and I don't care.
Okay.
But it's been fun, everyone. We'll see y'all next time. May the force be with you. Amen.
All right, guys. And I'm Eric the Dadalorian. We appreciate you guys coming to hang out with us today and talk sabers. Be sure to check back for some more stuff coming out. You can find me at _Dadalorian_ on Instagram. And this is the way.